chance to respond, and Williams interrupted. Reader became angry. Here's the quote, and I want you to read this in the paper today because, and then I'm going to tell you how this, sometimes quotes are taken out of context, or you don't know the inflection or the contonation of the, you just don't, how was it said? Was it said jokingly? Was it said rudely? Was it said, and I'm going to tell you exactly how it was said. Mr. Williams, I am talking, this is according to Scott Reeder, Assistant State's Attorney. Mr. Williams, I am talking, you shut up. That's what it says in the paper. He told Williams. This is the way it was said. Mr. Williams, I am talking, you shut up. Like that. A little taken aback yesterday as I'm watching the court proceedings. There are no cool heads in this case, ladies and gentlemen. I seem to remember the statue of justice there, holding the scales, having a blindfold on, and supposed to be cool, and I don't see any of that going on in this case at all. I talk to people daily, lawyers, elected people, citizens. I talked to two sheriff's deputies down there yesterday before I went into the courtroom. And everybody that I talk to privately will agree to one thing. This has gone on way too long and needs to be solved. It needs to come to an end one way or another. Doesn't matter what side you take. You can take Mr. Williams' side, you can take the...
Brian fucked me up with that one. It needs to come to a head one way or another. No, justice needs to prevail. That's all somebody should call for, is justice needs to prevail, not one way or the other. Let the just thing be done in my kid's case, and the only way you're going to do that is by assembling the facts in their case. But y'all think about that. I had my opportunity to attend a hearing and got put in jail because of what they caused. I'll be right back.
Stick closer than any brother. I got a lot of brothers, right? Yeah. You know who that friend is. Why don't you come over? I'm going to tell you. I know.
sounds of the wine.
He's not near us. No, not a one. No, not a one. They're not a friend.
Good morning.
Who they listening to first?
You're listening to Black Liberation Radio 99.7 FM, the home of the Real Dream Team.
Come on. Put your coat on. You come back next week, okay? You come back next week. And come back and see Mama next week. You can't stay.
I hear that, and I ain't lying. I wonder, how is it that, I ain't gonna blame it on God, but it had to be something in either my upbringing. How do y'all hear something like that? I mean, you got Napoleon saying, had Scott Reuter and John Davis, this started small. And instead of a lot of people, y'all, seeing what Napoleon saw right off, Napoleon ain't trying to be no wizard, no genius, but Napoleon say we supposed to live in a society that is supposed to have some kind of rules. See, if I was to just take a hatchet and just go downtown and just chop a motherfucker's whole side off, and then be able to show you, well, the reason I'm chopping his side off is to save my kids. Nobody will say nothing about the wrongful thing. I mean, like anytime you got a man saying, y'all, they trying to consider whether or not they going to adopt our kids. We have never done a damn thing to our kids. We are the ones that's howling for the investigation, y'all. Why should we be left for the people that we are trying to get investigated to just sit up and play with us like we pawns or something? And it is happening, y'all, because people who organize y'all to get to banquets, to get to marches, they won't organize y'all to say nothing about this. They don't want y'all to say nothing about this. They want you to act like you don't even know it. What is more important than whether or not they will wrongfully take our babies from us and then act like it's justice to be acting like they trying to find a good home for our kids? You got a broad sit on the stand, y'all. Well, the judge has made his decision. Bitch, you ought to be asking yourself how if they got Napoleon taken out of the courtroom like they did. You don't be sitting up steady saying the judge made. When you gonna stand up and say this cracker done just fucked over Napoleon? See, they won't say it like that. They gonna call him a judge no matter what. Well, nobody called me a good father. You got a man saying all we want is an investigator, because they'll play, look, they will Rodney King your ass and try to make you wrong. And y'all know it. So now here Napoleon is saying all me and Mildred got left now, y'all, is our people. The only thing we can do is call out for y'all and say we going to lose our kids, y'all. We ain't done nothing that our kids should even be in a courtroom. We could show you what these crackers have done to us. Now, if you ain't got nobody trying to make you mad about that, if you can't get mad knowing that Napoleon say, look, if I could get my kids' case in court, I could win my kids back in court. That is not a motherfucking court for me and my kids. I can show y'all the games that they playing for us. So you got a judge sitting up now, well, you can appeal whether or not you should appeal. That's 2-3 fucking years for my kids to be in foster care, cracker, and you know it. See, here you is got them called something. Well, he missed the hearing because he wouldn't. Listen to me, y'all. They brought in a Macon County public defender to act as if he was mine. I've been accusing them of conspiring. So it shouldn't be hard for one of the conspirators to walk through the goddamn door and take a role. It ain't like I'm saying somebody came up from Collinsville and did this. I'm saying a Macon County public defender just walk in the day. You can call, listen to me, good. While y'all think I'm the crazy one. Call Greg Matley the next time you got an opportunity, just so you will know. When the judge said that you was Napoleon's lawyer, did Napoleon contact you? No. Did he come in the courtroom and ask Napoleon? Did he contact Napoleon while Napoleon was up in jail? Did Greg Matley have any contact with Napoleon Williams? Because, see, if Greg Matley had contacted me, I would immediately told him, you're not my motherfucking lawyer. I don't even know what you contacted me for. See, y'all understand what I'm saying? They act like I ain't got no rights in this, and they took me away from a hearing that they trying to say that they had. I be sitting up saying, y'all, we talking about the wrongful taking of kids, and these motherfuckers will adopt my babies out. Where they gonna find a better home at? Me and Mildred been fighting for our kids since the day that they took them. See, it ain't our fault that we can't make y'all understand how important it is for black men and women to stand up and say we will never tolerate the wrongful taking of our babies from us. Y'all sit around here ready to go sing, we shall overcome. My kids hoping like hell you be instilled with the spirit because you got two dreams that can't get on. I mean, y'all think about it. All of a sudden, everything come to a climax. Right on Martin Luther King's birthday, we in court about our kids the day before. Unique dream and a true dream. Ain't that something? I have a dream. Man, you boycotting the march. I boycott everything that a nigga throw y'all if they ain't trying to talk about why these kids can't get back home. I mean, if I could sit up here and make y'all understand, look at this. Napoleon represented himself from the day they filed the papers, y'all. Napoleon was causing chaos for their ass in court. They couldn't put me in jail for contempt or nothing else. Napoleon was checking their ass, catching them at every twist and every motherfucking turn, y'all. If Napoleon never prepared himself for nothing else, Napoleon prepared himself for his day in court. See, they the one prevented me from 6 years for having my day in court. I wasn't going to file the papers to terminate my own parental rights. But I was sending people to Larry Fichter to ask them why they don't file them. Ask them why they just keeping my kids in court. They just keeping my kids in limbo. If they going to file, terminate my parental rights, terminate them. Now, when they file the paper, you got Napoleon saying, I can't wait till we go to court. Now, y'all check that out. You got Napoleon saying, I cannot wait. Let's go to court. You want a lawyer, man? I wish y'all would quit asking me that question. But since y'all keep on wanting to ask me that damn question, because y'all know I got a right to a lawyer, yes, I would like a public defender. I would like a public defender to be appointed to me from outside of Macon County, because in my defense, to keep my kids and prove that I'm not unfit as a father, I intend to accuse the Macon County Public Defender's Office. Why in the hell would somebody want to... Ooh. Shh. Y'all gonna tell me the judge didn't understand what I was saying? Don't y'all understand what I was saying? See, whenever they try to treat you, I know my rights. I know enough to play with their ass. I'm talking about legally. Get Napoleon his day in court. Some people up there ain't gonna work no more, y'all. See, Napoleon saying they took my baby. Some of y'all sit up and think I'm so smart. That's a game that they ass played. Napoleon learned the motherfucking rules. But see, Napoleon cannot get in a game where the rules are abided by. Napoleon got the people who have fucked over him handling everything. Napoleon saying, could y'all just help me get an outside judge? An outside lawyer. Help me get somebody to help me. Y'all can't say nothing to help me. Can't nobody say nothing. But you can get the Holiday Inn and have people speak, and you don't ask them to speak about the wrongful taking of Napoleon Williams and Mildred Jones's kids. Wouldn't it be something if y'all woke up Tuesday morning and they say, boy, out at that Holiday Inn, they didn't talk about nothing but a true and unique. See, you got people don't know that their father asked for them to be brought in court. Their father wanted them in court so people could see them. You got their lawyer. I think that would be stressful, y'all. Like I said, this ain't nothing but something that needs to be looked into. Why would this cracker open his motherfucking mouth if Napoleon the father, who has raised these girls, is asking for his kids. I'm asking for my kids, y'all. See, listen to me. Sometimes y'all do need to get mad along racial lines. I'm asking for my kids. I want this city to see my babies. So when you got any witnesses, Mr. Williams? Yeah, I want my babies. I want my little girl, because you finna make a decision as to whether or not you going to adopt these kids out. I would like for the court to see the interaction between the father and these kids. I would like for you to see how well we have bonded, even though y'all had them involved. Listen to me, y'all. Not only have I asked for my kids to be brought in court, I'm laying it out why I want my kids brought in court. I want the judge to see me with my kids. I want the judge to hear my children answer questions. Do you know these motherfuckers come up with some shit that the kids will be brought to court, but they going to sit back in the judge's chamber, and me and Mildred supposed to write some questions down to be submitted for the 25th. That ain't why I asked my kids to be brought to court. He asked me, did I have any witnesses? I wanted the judge to see the interaction between me and my kids. Listen to me. Show y'all I ain't dumb. When the judge say, have you got witnesses, not only do I have witnesses, I'm telling why I'm calling these witnesses. The only reason I'm calling my daughters, I ain't calling them as my witness to sit back in no motherfucking judge's chamber and let the judge ask them questions. The judge done already fucked over us. So the judge can come out of that room and say they said anything. He asked me, did I have any goddamn witnesses? I tell him who my witnesses is. I know my kids, y'all. That's why I want to call them as witnesses. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? I know my children. That's why I'm trying to call them to the stand. I want the judge. I want everybody in the courtroom, the few people that they let in. I want everybody. The judge is the one finna make the decision about my kids being up for adoption. Now it's my chance to prove my case. I say, yes, I want you to see me and my kids together. How the judge gonna see me and my kids together? Me and Mildred ain't even allowed back in the judge's chamber. The judge say he'll have the kids come here and just him by himself. Y'all, that ain't what Napoleon asked for. That ain't what I asked for. And for Brian Finney's ass to stand up. I'm trying to win my babies back, cracker, and you will stand your ass up and talk about what's stressful on my kids. I'm trying to show how proud I am of my kids, and you will stand your ass up like you really representing my kids. You ought to discharge yourself from the fucking case. Y'all shouldn't let crackers like this work in this motherfucking town. Napoleon wanted his kids brought to court. Napoleon fighting for his kids. Napoleon said, I ain't got nothing else. Shit, if I don't show right now that my baby shouldn't be up for adoption, I'm fucked. They done took everything else away from me. They done put me in jail and had the hearing, so I ain't got a chance to say shit at the hearing. You just got to judge, well, from the evidence I seen, I know, cracker, you took me out of the way so I couldn't present my evidence. I hate when they try to really act. Now, here they is. They know what they doing. Y'all could sit down anywhere, go over what they did, and see what they did. I don't know why y'all think y'all have to act dumb for people. When somebody getting fucked over, they getting fucked over. I mean, right is right, wrong is wrong. I mean, like, you know, it ain't that hard to figure out. Cold, cold, hot is hot. You got things going on, y'all, that I'm saying, look, the judge got 92 M128. They won't address the problem that led to the taking of their children. The prosecutor sitting in this motherfucking courtroom is the problem that led to the taking of my babies, and I could prove it. They saying I should have proved it in the other courts. Napoleon didn't know what he know about fighting y'all ass in them other courts. Napoleon learned this to be able to stop y'all from doing what you was doing. See, you got people saying, well, the court has saw that, y'all. The court ain't saw what Scott Reuter did to us. Y'all sitting around here trying to act like y'all can't see it. It's in 92 MR28. You take Mildred Jones to jail, violate Mildred's rights, put her in jail, and take her baby. Now, everybody can sit up and say her baby should be put up for adoption because she won't do what they tell. They can't even justify having her baby, y'all. See, while you got them acting like they giving us our day in court, shit, we can look at the actions of the judge and you could see right off they ain't never intended on giving us no. And for this cracker to sit up and say we can appeal it, You got Napoleon saying, y'all ought to be careful because I know you can make anything look legal. But that don't mean that black people going to continually go for this bullshit and say we can't do nothing. There is nothing we can do. And then you got niggas that organize and get y'all out to sing We Shall Overcome, and y'all actually stupid enough to go to think that's making you overcome. I mean, some of y'all will hear me and still go and be singing and carrying banners. They can take our babies. Then Napoleon can tell you, okay, all I want is my day in court. And they took that. They took that, and I could show you how they illegally took it. If ain't nobody ever believed me, see, if ain't nobody ever believed me, say you had all the doubts in the world, you got to understand one thing. All Napoleon was ever hoping for was the day in court. Like, y'all won't help me get no investigation. I'm going to show what I done unturned in this case at court. How could Napoleon get robbed of that day in court? How could a judge be saying we had that hearing and you got Napoleon telling y'all, no, they didn't listen to me. They brought Greg Matley in, sit him down. When I told the judge that ain't my lawyer, I got put in jail. I ain't even told Greg Matley to come sit in no goddamn courtroom. As far as I'm concerned, he shouldn't even been at my hearing. But when I tell the judge who trying to say that Greg Matley represent me, when I tell the judge, whoa, no, he don't. I mean, like, to this day, I don't feel like I done did nothing wrong to go to jail. I'm like, hold up, judge, this ain't my lawyer. I ain't talked to him. I'm telling Greg Matley, don't say nothing, man. Don't say nothing. You're not my lawyer. I mean, like, I can speak for myself. Yeah, I'm the one causing the argument. You got the judge say, sit down, Mr. Williams, call your first witness, Mr. Rowe. I'm like, hold up, man. You ain't finna call no damn body. You'll forfeit your right to be in here. Y'all, they gonna go through with this hearing with Greg Matley acting as my lawyer. Now, I'm trying to, there's some kind of way we got to iron this out, but we ain't gonna go through this hearing with this man sitting down here like he my damn lawyer. Y'all, the judge put my black ass in jail and let Greg Matley represent me. How did Greg Matley defend me when I'm telling you you can call his ass Tuesday morning and ask him was I telling the truth when I say I didn't talk to him? They just robbing me of my kids, y'all. I get put in jail for saying, hold up, you ain't finna call no damn witnesses. This is hold up. You can call anybody you want to as long as I'm representing myself. Greg Matley ain't finna be no attorney of record for me. Y'all, I mean, like, they setting the case up to look legal. Napoleon forfeited his right to be there. Napoleon didn't forfeit his right to be at that goddamn hearing. Shit, Napoleon was telling the truth about that hearing. Greg Matley was not my lawyer, and he was not supposed to be sitting there as if he represented me. If they had the hearing, y'all saying that he represented me, they fucked up. If they done had the hearing, and that's what the judge saying, we had the hearing, and the evidence, y'all listen to me, they took me away from the hearing. Y'all don't hear me saying to y'all that Greg Matley was not my lawyer. Y'all don't believe me. Y'all don't think I don't. Y'all sit up and say, well, he should have talked to the judge. I talked to the judge the same goddamn way January 14th and got Greg Matley off the case. I knew what it took to get Richard Hopkins off the case. Now, here I am saying to y'all, I ain't never had no contact with Mr. Matley and don't know what the hell he was in the courtroom for. You can... It don't mean nothing to y'all when I say you can look the man's name up in the phone book. He's an attorney. He's a Macon County public defender. You can call him yourself and say, when did the judge appoint? I think the judge appointed him sometime around September sometime. Y'all listen to me. That was just another part of they little acting like they have in court. I don't even pay them no mind. I swear I don't. Like the judge, Scott Ruder, all it's going to take to get my kids home is for y'all to demand that an outside investigate. Or y'all just say, hey, it's enough about this case that we just tired of this shit going like this. See, if you got somebody saying that Napoleon been sitting around here saying for years, you got three actors. You got judges, you got the state's attorney, and you got the public defender's office. How am I going to get my day in court if they can take away my right to represent myself anytime they want to? See, anytime I'm finna say, whoa, I got y'all ass right well, that's just like you having a lawyer and your lawyer good. But every time you get them right where they want you, they can change your lawyer. See, say for instance, you start out with Johnny Cochran. and Johnny Cochran started to really get in there, they fuck around, they can just change your lawyer. Here it is, Napoleon doing a damn good job of representing himself. Ain't turned that duty over to no lawyer. Ain't talked to no lawyer about representing me. The reason I ain't talked to no lawyer about representing me, ain't no lawyer gonna represent me in this. I can prove my own case in this. But they bring, Lord have mercy, and I can get, y'all can go to the march. Let me tell y'all this right fast. The judge is saying that he's not going to give me a rehearing, so that means I'll never get to present the evidence to show that my kids shouldn't have been taken in the first place. He's saying I could take his fuck-ups. See, here's a cracker that can fuck up my kid's case, but he say I should take his fuck-up to the appellate court. So see, when I say, Judge, you know that you had a hearing where Gregory Madley was not my lawyer. I should have been allowed to stay here, and I should have been allowed to represent myself in that hearing. The fact that you played a role that deprived me of my presence in that hearing, we ought to have a rehearing. I got evidence to produce to show that I got evidence to show why I won't do what they tell me to do. He's saying, no, we ain't going to have no hearing like that. We had that hearing. It's like, don't even argue with him about it. I be sitting up and people think this is court. Do you think that's court? This motherfucker done played just as much role as the prosecutor in causing this kangaroo damn hearing. They take Napoleon out of the courtroom and have a 3-hour goddamn hearing, knowing that they done fucked over Napoleon. They have a 3-hour hearing, knowing that the only thing that would have happened in that hearing, if they had left Napoleon in that courtroom, Napoleon and Mildred would probably have their kids back to this day. They got Greg Madley sitting up here, a lawyer I ain't never. They got a 3-hour hearing going on, y'all, involving my kids. Don't nobody know my kids' case like me. I don't need a piece of paper, y'all. I'm a walking motherfucking file cabinet. I could give your ass dates, phone numbers that'll fuck you up. I know what has happened in my kids' life, so they know that. See, they know it. If we had this hearing, every witness we called, he gonna have some things after they test. All I'm gonna do is sit there and listen to them. It's pretty hard to tell a lie to me in my damn face and think I can't catch you in a lie. So you got these people knowing that the newspaper people is in this courtroom, the TV people is in this courtroom. If we give Napoleon a chance to question them people, we would probably be tarred and feathered and run out of town by tonight. So they bring Greg Madley in there, sit Greg Madley down like he Napoleon's attorney. Napoleon looking and laughing. I mean, I don't know their next move, but I'm like, man, look here, we ain't finna hardly sit here with him acting like this is not, I mean, like laughing. This ain't my attorney. I mean, look. I should give y'all the man's phone number, but I don't like y'all being lazy. Y'all ought to call the man and just ask him. See, before they put Napoleon's daughters up for adoption, somebody ought to ask Greg Madley, if Napoleon never talked to you, how did you represent him? I mean, is it possible that Napoleon knows some things about this case that you have no idea of? How was I represented at the hearing, y'all? And the judge that took me out of the hearing don't see nothing wrong with me missing the hearing. See, understand that the judge that ordered me out, he know now that there was some mix-up concerning this lawyer, but he don't see nothing wrong in me missing a hearing. He made me be represented, y'all, by a lawyer that told him in a perfectly quiet courtroom. The courtroom was real quiet. You could have heard a mouse squeak. When they get ready to walk me out of the courtroom, y'all, the lawyer stands up and say, Yana, I think before he goes out the courtroom, I haven't had time to speak. That's all I needed to hear. I'm standing there wondering how the judge gonna make his decision. Now that motherfucker still made the decision, and here I am standing here waiting on his decision. See, now the lawyer telling him. Now y'all listen to this. Before the judge make his decision, I done told him this ain't my lawyer. I represent myself. I done told him he trying to talk about he appointed. I didn't accept your appointment. I represent myself. I've had no contact whatsoever with that lawyer. I don't know what their plans was. Y'all, they could have been going to cross me anyway with the lawyer. They got the lawyer there like I'm stupid enough to let him represent me. We talking about the taking of my babies. I'm smarter than that. Should I have been fighting the appointment of a Macon County public defender since they even suggested one? So I ain't finna sit here and let them have no damn hearing with this man. Listen to me, y'all. I ain't talked to the man. How can he represent me? He don't come in the courtroom and get his little piece of paper and say, well, let me get some answers from you right fast. Is there anything? I mean, he ain't even working with me. I just supposed to relinquish my kid's case to some sick-ass cracker because the judge say, he your lawyer now. Y'all, I'm accusing that whole Macon County Public Defender's office. Brian Finney, he's part of the Macon County Public Defender. That's why when I said I want my kids in court, that cracker like, no, now this might be a move where people get to seeing Napoleon with them kids. Y'all, let me tell y'all something. I need witnesses, okay, for people that work out at Youth Advocate, for all of you people that listen to us talk about our kids. It's at a stage now where I have to put on my case to show that my kids should not be put up for adoption. I don't have better proof, y'all, than the people that have seen me with my kids. So I need witnesses. It ain't like I want to subpoena people to court. If you need a subpoena, we'll get together and find out how you get a subpoena. But they talking about now Napoleon should put on his case. I would love to get him about 1,000 motherfucking names and demand that they hear from every one of them saying why my kids should not be put up for adoption. I mean, we talking about two babies that nothing has ever happened to while in the care of their mother and father. Ain't that a good enough reason for them not to be put up for adoption? They got two brothers that live at home. They ain't never been taken. That's because their mom and their daddy got so damn big in telling the story of the taking of their sisters that people scared to just take their babies. But the fact that the mother got two babies at home, ain't that a good enough reason not to put the babies up for adoption? So any of y'all could be a witness. You could sit up there and say, now look, I don't know too much about this case, but on December the 22nd, the judge said the fact that the parents haven't been shown to mistreat the kids should not matter. Would you want your kids placed up for adoption if you know you ain't did a damn thing to your kids? Now you got a judge that's saying he gonna make the decision, and the fact that me and Mildred ain't done nothing to the kids don't even matter. Wouldn't you think that would be the number one issue in this? We had unsupervised visits. The only reason they took our unsupervised visits is that my baby cried to stay at home. So see, that problem would be solved if they let her stay at home. If she ain't never got to worry about leaving no more, she wouldn't be crying to stay at home. You got them saying, let's consider whether or not they should be put up for adoption. The only reason we don't have unsupervised visits, y'all got to get this one now. The only reason we don't have unsupervised visits is because my baby cried to stay at home. And I said she had a right to stay at home. And if she came here and cried again, they better leave her the fuck alone. They run there, he's going to keep the baby and fight. Okay, well, listen, if they let her come home, if they let her do what she trying to do anyway, and we know ain't nobody going to take her, wouldn't that problem be solved? See, this is a child. She don't need to be put up for adoption. The only thing that happened in her life that she don't come home every weekend on unsupervised visits was the fact that she was having so much fun at a house she wanted to stay. This is a baby that say, I'm tired of these grown-up games. I just want to be at home with my mama, my daddy, and my two brothers and my sister. I mean, you got a baby can't say no more than I'm staying, y'all. And when people hear it,
come on. What you come on? You come back next week, okay? You come back next week. And come back and see Mama next week. You can't stay.
I don't know how y'all hear that. I ain't lying. Now, they want to adopt this child out because Mildred won't do what they tell her to do. Y'all, they got like parenting class. If Mildred need parenting class, why her baby crying to stay with her? If Mildred needed parenting classes, how was Mildred able to have unsupervised visits? If we need anything in their plan, see why they fucking with us. If we need anything in their plan, how did we get unsupervised visits with our kids and not do them? If the plan is so important. See, you got a man saying Napoleon and Mildred is unfit because they have not done the plan. We ain't done the plan, but I bet you I could play you a tape of my baby crying to stay with us. Now, if we saying we want our baby and she crying to stay with us, what the fuck are y'all talking about? You trying to consider whether or not you going to adopt her out. Where are you going to find a better situation than that? She our baby. We want her. She crying to be with us. Where you going to find a better situation than that? But they saying we'll adopt her out because you won't do what we tell you to do. Okay, we didn't do what you tell us to do, but I bet you I could play my baby crying to stay with her mom and her daddy. Not doing what you tell us to do ain't made us fail our baby. I can play you my baby. I can let you talk to her now. And she can tell you where she want to be. She wants to go home with her mother and her daddy, and her mother and her daddy wants her. Now, why would anybody be considering adopting them? I mean, like, how in the hell did the kids even get in a situation where the judge trying to make the decision? What am I sitting up here telling y'all I need witnesses for? Any one of y'all could be a witness. Any one of y'all could be a witness. Any one of y'all can say, okay, has anything ever happened to the child while the mother and father had the baby? They'll tell y'all no. Okay, does the baby want to go to the mother and father? They'll tell y'all, yeah, they have to. Do the mother and father want the baby? Yeah, if the mother and father and daddy if we ain't never had no problem, why in the hell would they be talking about they going to adopt our kids out? They won't do what we tell them to do. Y'all won't look in how we telling y'all our kids got taken. See, let's do it one goddamn thing at a time. Before you be able to order us to do anything, let's look into how the babies got taken. New evidence has surfaced in the kid's case to show that the mama was wrongfully put in jail and people conspired to take her baby. Now, let's make a decision as to whether or not that part of this is true. Because, see, if we can show you that Scott Reuter wrongfully had this baby taken, who in the fuck is Scott Reuter to say we going to call Napoleon and Mildred bad parents? We going to prove our case. They can't make bad parents out of us when we can show that our babies was wrongfully taken. Didn't nobody come find our baby up under no basement steps with rocks down her throat, electrocuted, cigarette burns on her. Wasn't nothing wrong with our child, y'all. Nothing. They knocked on the door. The mama in jail. They had put the mama in jail. Wasn't nothing wrong with the baby. The baby was at home like she had always been at home all of her life. She didn't even care where her mother was. She was taken care of. They just knocked on the door. The mother in jail. We got to ask them who put the mother in jail. I mean, when you sit up and think about it, this is a case where don't nobody want to ask that question. Don't nobody even want to look at that. You got Napoleon saying they wrongfully put Mildred in jail and took her baby. And to this day, any way you look at it, you will figure out that what it really is, y'all, is them trying to cover it up. Or why you boycotting the Martin Luther King March? Some of y'all probably heard because I tell you, what? Ooh, I ain't going to even go there. I wish y'all could show me what that march do. I ain't lying. Pretty soon ain't nobody going to go no way. It don't do nothing. It ain't like it unify us. It ain't like it make us recognize or pay achievement to our last year's struggle or look at all our achievements or how we fought to bring the dream a little bit closer. What kind of accomplishment? It's just another bullshit asshole media get together where a lot of niggas gonna be on the news talking about they celebrate. They can wrongfully take our babies from us, and I can't make y'all see how they doing us in court. They playing with us in court, acting like we trying to decide now whether or not these kids should be. If y'all let them adopt our kids out, I mean, if y'all just let them, if y'all let them keep treating this like this ain't nothing. We can show y'all what these people did to us. We ain't having our day in court. Just the fact that we have to go on a making count, we accusing that goddamn court building. We saying we can show y'all what they did to us. We can show y'all how people have stood idly by. And they fear the truth coming out. We can show y'all where people were supposed to do things that they didn't do it. Then they sit around and participate in this damn stage play that they want to try to call justice. Well, we had the hearing. I bet you could ask every goddamn one of them. Napoleon wasn't at that hearing, though, was he? Now, y'all don't think nothing funny about that. Here Napoleon is saying for years that he want the hearing. Now, understand this. DCFS ain't got no say-so over whether or not Napoleon be there. See, you got people that trying to act like they don't know that Napoleon is being fucked over. You could go out to DCFS and say, Napoleon been accusing y'all for years. You don't find it funny that he wasn't there representing himself, and you don't find it funny the way he got put in jail. See, the judges, the state's attorney, all of them was on my case before DCFS was in it. They took my baby, made the taking of my baby, tried to make it look legal. DCFS could see right off that some shit was wrong, y'all. But for DCFS, it was easier to take the side of the state's attorney's office than it was to stand up and say that Napoleon and Mildred was being fucked over. So for years, you got people who was called at that little 3-hour hearing. All of them got something to hide. The only person who would have brought it out is Napoleon Williams. Can't nobody else represent me. It's like confronting the people that have played a role in the taking of my baby. I know they damn job better than them. So see, their ass is saved too by Scott Reuter them and the judge them not having Napoleon here. They actually want to say, we had the hearing. They know listen to me, y'all. You don't think that they don't find it funny that Napoleon went there? I could tell you they were relieved that they didn't have to confront Napoleon. Their lies wasn't going to work. Greg Madley couldn't ask the questions that I need. Greg Madley don't know this case like Napoleon. How could I lose my right to represent myself on the most important day of my kid's case? That's the only thing that I ask y'all to think about now. When you got a nigga saying this is a conspiracy. The only day that I can't walk into court and be representing myself is the day that I need to be in court. We talking about my kids, y'all. They took my kids' representation and they took Mildred's. See, I'm the one that leads the fight in getting my kids back. Mildred left her baby with me one day. Some people knocked on our door and took her baby. I know how they took her baby. I lead the fight in getting Mildred her baby back. If I should fuck around and have something happen to me before I done reunited Mildred, there is nothing in life that I would think of myself as a failure for, as big as I would of not being able to bring her kids back home. I can't just say to other men, look, I'm going to show you how this cracker took her baby. Now, if you don't join me in fighting to get her baby back, how in the hell you going to call yourself a man? We going to let them just take our kids and let them just play court with us? So here it is, Napoleon got a chance to come into court, clear up all this shit with this 3-hour hearing. They put Napoleon in jail for not sitting down next to his lawyer. Do y'all think I would have accepted a public defender? I mean, like, it's time for y'all to just ask yourself, are we being fucked over by this court? And if we are, how is it people can stand up and turn their head the other way when we're talking about the taking of our babies, y'all? If we can't protect our kids, then what kind of community are we? If we can't tell the truth about the wrongful taking of our kids, what kind of community are we? Well, I just don't like his cursing. What the fuck has my cursing got to do with whether or not you got people down there in the court building will take your babies and try to put your babies up for adoption to hide what they done did to you? They actually trying to say our kids, just listen to me, y'all. They say when a mama leaves a family, oh, divorce, that's a very traumatic thing. Here it is, they finna turn my kids into adoptive kids and the family want them. Well, they won't do what we tell them to do. Me and Mildred can have 20 more damn kids and ain't got to do nothing for them. Now, if we can have 20 more and ain't got to do nothing for them, why in the hell can't we have them back without it doing anything for them? Why do they try to make it like it's so important that Napoleon and Mildred do something? Y'all, they don't even want y'all to see us with our kids. And for all of y'all that have seen me, some of y'all might have stood up with me at the celebration and watched my little girl come down the slide. If you can remember Napoleon and his little girl being at the celebration without DCFS, they don't even be knowing where my kids at, y'all. You got people using my kids just to cover their ass. I need people to, if they not, my kids can't get justice, because for them to get justice would be like to say, okay, maybe Napoleon and them don't need parenting. You know, they would have to start bagging up. They would have to start asking, okay, how did you keep their babies this long with this, saying they need, listen to me, me and Mildred can have 20 kids. And we ain't never got to worry about these people even knocking on our door worried about how we raising our kids. Now, on the plan that they got for us to do, they ain't going to give us our kids back because we won't take parenting classes. Won't take conflict resolution. All kind. And you could ask these people, what has these got to do with the taking of Mildred's kids? Y'all put Mildred in jail saying her baby was at risk. Okay, Mildred out of jail. Can Mildred have her babies? Because everything on that plan don't even make no damn sense. They wrongfully put her in jail. They took her baby. The problem in this whole case, y'all, they keep on saying, we got the right to make you do something. She never fucked up with her child. She never fucked up with her baby. I mean, like, what are they going to improve? She never fucked up with her child. She was never a bad mother. So now who are they to be saying, we want you to do? They don't have a right to ask a good mother to do a damn thing. Who in the hell are they? That's the history in this case. That's what Napoleon wants to come out in this case. Where did you get off saying Mildred needs psychological evaluation? What did you, when you first come into this case, what brought you into this case? Where was the mother? In jail. The mother wasn't in jail because she needed psychological evaluation for her baby. She wasn't in jail because she needed parenting classes. She was in jail because she had been fucked over by Scott Reuter and wouldn't nobody admit it. So they say that they had to hear him. Listen to me again, y'all. My number 423-9997. I need witnesses. If you remember seeing me with my child at any time, especially if you saw me with my little girl by myself, if you remember seeing me at the celebration, anywhere, you could remember seeing me and you could testify as to the relationship that you thought me and my little girl, but they trying to adopt my baby out. I'm saying they don't even know what my child is, y'all. They don't care. So if you have seen me and my child happy, they won't let me bring my child in court to show how happy my child is. So I might need y'all that done seen me with my child, especially TT. If you done seen us in the park on a visit, if you done seen anywhere you done saw Napoleon, Mildred, and their kids, we may need you to be a witness to testify that these two little girls are not two little girls that should be thrown up for adoption. They got loving and caring parents that love them and want them, and we shouldn't be forced to do anything for anybody, y'all. Anytime we could say we have never failed our kids. That's the facts in this case. We have never done a thing to our kids, and for people to say we gonna adopt them out. So now it's time to just pull the wool off anything. If any of y'all have seen me and my little girl in the store, and you know DCFS wasn't with me, you know policemen wasn't with me, if you could just say I saw them, and you can verify it. If you got other witnesses that'll say we seen them down at the celebration. If DCFS was with them, we didn't know who was DCFS. It's time for y'all to let them know my babies would be happy if they would just leave them alone. I mean, I got a daughter on Ritalin, y'all, because they say she got problems. She wants to come home. She wants people to quit acting like they helping her by trying to adopt her out. These ain't no kids you need to find a home for. Shit, these ain't no kids you gonna get evidence to say we were right in taking them. Let's look at how they got taken. You got a judge saying that don't matter. It ought to matter to y'all. Y'all take care.
Tape John Davis's.
Hold up. I do need witnesses, y'all, so I'm serious about that. January 8th, 1:30. I need witnesses, y'all. If you ever saw me with my daughter, if you'd have never stood around a visit and saw me and my family, I need y'all as witnesses to stop my kids from being adopted out.
Everyone agrees, privately, that this thing needs to be resolved. That it's dividing the community. It's dividing the community along racial lines. It's dividing the community between the haves and the have-nots. However you want to put it, however you want to see it, everybody I talk to, community leaders, office holders, lawyers, cops, sheriffs, everyone agrees that it is time for this to be put behind us as a community. Now, I get lectured from time to time in some kind of little condescending tone, usually from some place that, thinks that we have, where do we get off having the audacity to question a decision or question an action? And I go home.